All righty. It's Monday, December 1st, if you can believe it. I always go from like, it's Thanksgiving, holy shit, it's December. And this is the Not So Live Show, which I sometimes call the live show, which is fine. Cheryl is here. Ugly Dave is here and ready. I'm here.
I'm ready.
I want to begin with something that one of you just mentioned, which is there was a meeting of the minds. There was a podcast between one Yancey and one Jason from Deadly. And my question is, who didn't get a word in edgewise if those two are talking? I haven't listened to the episode yet, but they are both known to, you ask them what time it is, they tell you how to not just design the watch, but where each part of the watch came from.
I haven't listened to it yet either. I don't even know. Is it on Jason's podcast? Is that where it is? I saw
YouTube.
Clips,
I don't know.
I saw clips on Instagram, but I haven't actually been able to find where it is yet.
Those are some talkers right there. Those are guys who like to talk about celebrating some fitness.
But I like seeing them get together. I mean, you don't have to be enemies. You can work together. You can.
No, I think it's great.
Rising tide raises all ships. That's the
something like that.
Yeah. So I think it's cool, and it shows both of them willing to, learn from each other, and I think that can only better everybody.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think this is
Yancey
kind of
talks him.
This is so. It's going to be interesting as it goes on because we always point back to our OCR days, and there was always this idea of let's get all the small guys together to go up against Spartan and Tough Mudder, right? And then OCR WC kind of did that, right? Like, hey, here's this one event for the community. But there was always this idea of, could we do a league? Could we do, okay, let's just do a Northeastern race series. And I know that there was some success with some of it, but it never quite happened. And I do think because there's such a big gap between number one and whoever's number two, there's definitely a lot of room for these races to be like, hey, how do we celebrate each other? How do we promote each other? Even just as simple as like not booking stuff for the same weekend and, whatever. It's just going to be interesting as time goes on, who stays, who goes, and who can help each other. So, yeah, those two being connected is great.
Go ahead, Cheryl.
Well, we need to listen. We all three need to listen and then secretly share our opinions on our group chat.
Secretly? We can talk about it next week on the show. Well,
depending on what we think.
I always say what I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, when does Dave not say what he thinks? So
I've actually been not promoting, but for like a year now, just talking with local gyms that go to the races around here and stuff, that I would love to see them all band together and start a like Southern Ontario hybrid series where you just go to like 5 different gym events. And the gyms just do whatever they want for their event. Whatever you want to do, however you want to run. You want to do a DEKA, great. You want to do a HYROX, great. You want to do HDX, great. You want to do your own thing, great. Whatever it is, you run yours. That's your part of the series. And then, you have points collaborated and then a champion at the end kind of thing. And a lot of them are like, this is a good idea, but saying this is a good idea and actually scheduling shit is different things.
Right. That's the whole thing. So we wanted to talk about our respective turkey races because
lack thereof.
Because I said I ran 800 something feet in the city, which is stupid, and I dare anybody to have more elevation gain than me. And Cheryl said, well, I had this much elevation. It's less than yours, but it's in a shorter distance. So are we gonna fight about this now?
I don't think we should fight. I think we should agree that hills are terrible and they shouldn't be allowed in turkey trots because they're just sufferfests. And yours was just up and down. Like your elevation gain was because it was like up, then back down, then up, then back down. Mine was from the start line straight up for 1.5 miles. And I thought I was going to die. It was horrible. So I don't think it's a good thing either way. But I do maintain mine was clearly steeper because I did mine in 4 miles and yours was 13 miles. So that's the difference.
Right. So I am suffering for a much greater time.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, I don't want to get into it's not the length or the girth or the width over here, but and here's the thing with Atlanta, we have this big 10K race, we have a spring marathon, and the joke, like one of the taglines for one of the races is like Atlanta heat heals humidity, and I'm usually okay with it, right? Because we always joke, because everyone that, like, you do a bunch of OCRs and you go to Killington, you go to these places, and then you run a marathon and someone's like, I can't believe I had to run point whatever a hill. But the fact that it ended basically on a hill, you couldn't even get, like, give us a downhill mile-ish.
Yeah.
But even the very end, you had to crest the stupid hill. And I said to Clayton, this is just fucking stupid. And we got a tiny little bit at the end. Yeah. So, but listen, I beat my time from last year by 10 minutes because I was in such shitty shape last year. So that was the win. I had fun with Clayton. And we said, like, we're going to stay with each other. And then he said, are you going to try to beat me at the end? I said, well, not unless you want to, but otherwise we'll just race. We'll just do it together. So we got to be the last mile. And I said, let's speed up a little bit. And then we did. And then it was like the last half mile. And I was like, do you want to go for it? And he was like, sure. And then I remember thinking, well, I should just fucking gun it. I should secretly try to beat him. And he was like, do you want to hold hands at the finish? And I was like, sure. And that sort of cut me off from thinking about that. But then he later said he had the exact same thought. And I just want to know if that's ever happened to you, where you're racing your friend and you said you wouldn't, but then you secretly were kind of hoping to do it. Because he said the same thing to me. He's like, I was thinking about just leaving you in the dust. I was like, well, then we should have done it, because that would have been a great way to finish, right? Both of us trying to kill each other.
Cheryl, you got it?
Well, I think about when I race with friends, I'm usually fine with just finishing with them and sort of feeling like I might have been able to beat them, but I'm usually tired enough that I don't want to try. I think if you agree at the beginning to do that, then you should do it. I mean, I'm thinking about how if you gain 10 minutes from last year and you weren't even pushing it, like you were just kind of rolling along. So it's kind of unfortunate that you didn't try, right?
Well, it was, hey, let's do the run 10, walk 1 minute thing. Because he's also been hurting. The last 3 races we've gone on, he's been sick. He needed to stretch more. And so I was like, I'd rather just hang with him the whole time than go off by myself and beat him by 5 minutes, because what's the point? But it would have been cool to be like, hey, last mile, let's both go all out and see what happens. That would have been kind of fun.
Yeah. Wisdom for next year.
So I've had this situation, but I totally used it as my advantage and completely took it. It was a complete slimy thing to do. It was fantastic strategy. It was great. So I'll go back to HYROX 1. And when I first started HYROX 1, I raced a bunch of times, and there was a guy in my division, utmost respect for the guy. He's a great guy. He's a great athlete, Benoit Brisset. And every time we'd go to a race, and HYROX 1 has a very similar pattern. So a lot of running, there's some stations, and then right at the end, there's like a barbell complex to finish, something like that at the end. And I would get to that complex ahead of him every time, and he'd pass me there because he's just a good CrossFitter. He was just better than me at it. And every time, and there was technical lifts that I'm like snatches and cleans, and I was no good at them. And then finally one race we're going to, and we get to see the races, the program a week before. So a week before, I see what's at the end, and I'm like, this suits me. This is really good for me. One of these races, I'm like, okay, great. This is good. So right before the race, I go up, hey, Benoit, fist bump. We're all great. We're buddies, so everything. I said, dude, let's go out together. and then we'll fight it out at the end. He's like, okay, great. So we started, and I started right with him, and I'm a better runner than he is. And about 500 meters in, I just take off. And I know in his head, he's like, that prick, well, I'll get him on the barbell section at the end. And I had a really good barbell section at the end. So he came up to me after. He goes, what happened to running together? And I'm like, yeah, I hosed you. But that was my first win over that guy. And I really, that was hard. That was hard fought. I was very proud.
That's just strategy. That's all that is.
I was very proud of my scheming effort.
For sure.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
All righty. Let's dive in to this week's topics. As I pull up I want to start with, I wasn't sure how much you guys wanted to talk about the things that like kind of happened today. Where did it just go? And then before I could even blink, Dave commented, I thought we were done with this stupid thing.
That's not what I said. I said stupidity.
I thought we were done with the stupidity.
That's
so I guess, and we're going to talk about DEKA a lot because that's coming up this weekend and Dave's going. But someone said, why do they do this? So I'm talking about the HYROX Regional Championships just got announced, which there is an Elite 15 component. That's something else. Talk about that later. But for the rest of us, there are only open weights. However, you do still not only qualify for the world champs with those weights that you later can't race in, but you are crowned a regional champion. So you will be the Americas champion, the APAC, or the EMOMs, or whatever they call the UK/Europe one. And someone said, why? And I thought about it. And I was like, did they ever announce why?
No.
Especially since they removed this thing, because it used to be you qualified with both. So do we actually know why they say here's an open weight champion and you are now the regional champion?
No.
I don't think it's stupid, by the way. I just don't understand it. I'm not saying it's stupidity. I'm just saying I don't understand it.
I don't know if I would call it stupid, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, it doesn't feel logical to me. I remember years ago seeing an interview with Mintra where they were asking her about these open championships. And she said, well, I think it's nice to have an open championship. And look, I agree. It's nice to have an open championship. Why that then qualifies you for pro, competition, I have no idea. And for me, it makes the open championship not feel very legitimate. I think just have it be a completely separate thing and not have it have anything to do with Stockholm, right? Do open championships somewhere else. I think it feels like a tradition that they started that they thought was kind of a good idea that now has just continued on in kind of a strange kind of Frankenstein way.
It's my time. If something doesn't seem to make sense, then something most people don't understand, and there seems to be no reason for, that's stupid. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. It never has. We've complained about this for I don't know how long, and that's why I said I thought we were done with it, because they were going away from it and obviously acknowledged that it wasn't a great way to do things. And now here you go.
Well, the bigger complaint from last year, if you recall, was Ronkovic or Lauren Weeks or whoever then doing that race and becoming the champion and taking a spot away. And now we've got, did we always have the Elite 15 there? Because that's new, right?
That's a new weird thing too that I don't understand.
So no, wait, because in DC, which has been our regional championship, they did have the elite race at night.
Yeah, but that wasn't the open championship. There was an open championship where there was no pro weights whatsoever.
Right, but I'm saying this year, at all those championships, there will be Elite 15 singles and doubles. And as opposed to the majors where the top 3 go in, here just the top 1 will go in. The winners, right?
Right.
Although I assume there's a roll down.
Yeah.
So it could be down to 6th or something if all those other people are in, maybe.
Is there money involved with that competition? Do we know?
I got to say there has to be, right? Just like there was.
Well, for the open championships, I don't think there is.
No, the Elite 15.
Open. The Elite 15, that last, essentially the last chance qualifier, right? Where only one person wins.
Right.
Do you get money?
I would assume so.
Okay, so that's why Lauren Weeks would go. That's why Dylan would go.
I don't have a problem with them going.
No, I don't either. It just is strange to put that competition on the same weekend as the Open Championships. I don't understand that.
No, and I mean, we'll go back to why I say this is stupid. And quite frankly, it's just like, okay, here's HYROX. We're going to make the standardized race. All right, awesome. We're going as close as it comes. We're going to make a world championship that you qualify for at these standardized races. Great, cool. By the way, these other people can qualify and use way lighter weights than you. Why don't you shorten the course too?
Well, that was one of the things they put in the Facebook post was like, enhanced course or something like special, but it's not a special course. It's the regular course. And as a matter of fact, the Elite 15 won't have a separate stadium like it's had for the majors. It will be like Chicago World Champs, where they move them back and forth. There's the regular course, and then they just change it to make it more spectator friendly for the major.
This feels like pieces of every other iteration of HYROX thrown together into one giant monster that is a little bit baffling and dilutes, in my opinion, the performance of people who are really good at open.
Yeah.
Like, let that be a standalone. Let's not make it something where then that helps you qualify for the pro, races in Stockholm. Have open championships separate and above, and then have the pro championships in Stockholm.
This is Brennan King's championship, and you're not letting him have it because you're making it a qualifier for Worlds.
There you go.
Oh,
well put.
Brendan, I know you're listening. You better complain about it. You got
but it's never made sense. It didn't make sense when they first did it. It makes even less sense now.
Yeah. And then to throw the qualifier for the Elite 15 on top of it, that doesn't make much sense to me either. So I don't know. Where
I'm going to assume that's some kind of scheduling issue is my guess.
Okay. All right.
That's the only thing I can think of for that.
Okay.
The idea of a regional championship makes a whole lot of sense. You have to live here, right, to be that person, right? Sure. The open weight part doesn't make sense at all. So it's half right.
And that's all I'm talking about is the open weight.
No, I know. And so people who don't know yet, by the way, that is the difference between the majors and the Elite 15 and the regionals is you have to live in that region with some form of permanent identification. Temporary visa doesn't work. And if you have dual citizenship, you can only pick one. So that's for everybody, right?
Right.
That's for pros, and that's for Elite 15 and open. And if you're going to do doubles or relay, you must all also be from that region. So the Elite 15 doubles, you have to pick, which is interesting. If you already are qualified through something else, if Paleo and Rich are racing, then are they going to, they'll probably skip this one, right? Like, is he going to pick another partner to race with?
I don't know. Well, Rich is, you probably know more than anyone about Rich, Cheryl. Like, I think Rich is just onto a new chapter at the moment. So
he's a little busy.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's going to be in Phoenix, but
yes.
But I was just saying, hypothetically, a lot of these guys race with multiple people, but are they going to specifically race
an American with an American? Is that what you're saying?
Or north or south?
Right.
Any of it's called the Americas.
Right. Yeah. I think this is also new. It's going to remain to be seen how this all works.
It doesn't really make sense for the doubles. It makes more sense for the singles.
And I just have a problem with just one person winning. I don't know why. It just bugs me.
This is the last chance qualifier, essentially.
Well, the last chance qualifier, the top three won. The top three got in. So I think that's just a little better.
I prefer the LCQ to these. I said it when they announced it, and I haven't changed my mind.
Yeah.
I thought they took their coolest race last year and got rid of it.
Yeah. Look at the people that we got from the LCQs. Now they're household names, and we didn't know them. And now we're going to see one person, and the other ones won't get in. And I think that's unfortunate. So it's an odd thing. And yet the chatter about DC, people are so excited to sign up. So I'm really excited for you guys. Good job. Have a good time.
Why are they excited about DC?
You know what? I think it's just the location and the date that they just are really excited to do it. And so for the vast majority of people going, they have no idea that they should be upset about this. It's just for us to be like, this is weird, because it's weird. And in Dave's word, it's stupid. So
it's stupid.
Yeah. Anyway, we've talked about that before, and I guess we've done it one more time. So
yeah, some people haven't heard that we think it's stupid. Or at least I think it's stupid.
Now
Cheryl thinks it's confusing and doesn't make sense.
Yes,
I think
it is a I think it is a Frankenstein's monster of HYROX ideas.
Yeah.
Well, here's an interesting comment by JP Palmada.
Okay.
Why are HYROX making these open weights? Money? More people to fill spots? HYROX is supposed to be a mix of strength and fitness. This is degrading the sport they're trying to build. If you want to be a champ or wear a medal, then you should do it in pro division. Would Ironman run an event on e-bikes or have fins for the swim? Bit dramatic, but interesting point.
Or shorter distances.
Bubbles the Clown says, let's the skinny minis qualify for Sweden so they can go there and get crushed by the weights.
That's basically it.
That's not a stupid comment.
So the real question is, though, who is going to this race and going to win? Probably people that already race pro age group a lot anyway.
This is my first year not attending. Usually I go and I podium, right? Because why not? Open weight, you just push it faster. So,
and you don't have to race Mamushka.
Darn right.
So then you should go. Good opportunity.
Yeah, I'm just kind of not, as you know, I'm not going to DEKA this year either. I'm just not into championships this year. So we'll let somebody else do it. I'm really excited for them. Whoever that is.
So I think it will be filled with mostly the people that are already trying to get a lot of podiums.
I was in the start tunnel last year with all the women that I'm always in the start tunnel with.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Dave.
So logically speaking, if I can qualify for Worlds in this open division, right?
Right.
So that means it's equal to doing a pro somewhere else. So logically speaking, if I'm not an elite 15 athlete, but I'm really close, can I go and run my open weight and have that be one of my qualifying races?
I think you've made your point.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not nearly as upset about it as you all are. I think I'm more upset about the pros doing it because it doesn't.
That doesn't bother me. It's an open race. There's no, if they put a limit on it or some kind of thing, that would be fine. But they've never done that. They've always gone on this. It's a different race. It's a different thing. So continue on, because I know, Matt, you always look at it as this is their entry level race. They look at it as this is a different race.
But I'm the one who says there's a category missing called the true open category. That's
Correct.
The race I want.
Correct.
The non-judged come in here and see and have, take 3 hours, but you no pressure.
That's right. And that would have no podiums whatsoever.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's not what this is.
All right.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they should have that. I think they absolutely should have that.
Isn't that just a HYROX sim in a random gym?
Yes, but without the fanfare, without the, it feels like
the stuff you like.
Yeah,
that's
true.
true.
You should still get a patch. You should just say open patch, right?
Right.
I still like the HYROX term. HYROX is great.
HYROX is a great term. Would you like to talk about the new HYROX shoe, which will be not what we initially thought, which was just what they normally have, which is HYROX Deviate 3 and the HYROX Deviate Elite. We thought we were getting the Deviate Elite 4 and the Deviate 4. We are in fact getting a HYROX shoe that will be different than the running shoe, a specific HYROX shoe. That is what we are now hearing and seeing.
Do we know what the difference is other than the color, which is an interesting one?
Well, we do know that what they're giving us with the HYROX version is apparently in the heel, it didn't have that grip that it has now for some reason.
Oh, for like sled pull.
Well, that was their thinking, I guess.
Okay.
But now it's grip everywhere. Now that the video that they made a couple of months or a month ago, that was like just showing it. Oh, it was like a big pinkish thing that was showing that, hey, it's all going to be there. And then according to what Jake said, what did Jake say? I have to pull up my website with the Jake quotes. These are the things that he said, and there are a lot of nice things. So, I mean, he is a sponsored athlete, so it's like you take it with a grain of salt. Although Meg said she liked them too, right? Did you hear
know.
Meg on Irmer?
No,
I don't
not
remember
yet.
her talking about him. Maybe she did. Yeah.
Well, I went to it. I thought you always listen to Irmer. I went to it because somebody told me to listen to it. It says grip is the biggest challenge. Grip is the biggest change. The grip goes all the way from the top to the bottom with deeper lugs designed for sled pushes, sled pulls, and burpees on sometimes slick carpets.
Okay. That sounds great.
I heel strike only on one foot, so my left foot used to peel off all the time, and I actually used to super glue them back on. He says the new tread problem appears to solve that problem. Let's go to my amazing screenshots. And he said that the shoe is lighter. They cut into the carbon plate, so the shoe is lighter. Anyway, I'm very curious to see them.
I'm always impressed by the people who buy these shoes. It's just there's no other way to show how all in you are than to buy like a completely separate pair of shoes. And yet, I mean, I have my race shoes that I don't wear for anything else. So it makes total sense.
Well, I remember when I started seeing in the Elite start line and it was all VJs. And I was like, well, clearly this is working. And now, you're seeing a lot of Pumas on the Elites and the regular people. So
Yes.
Congratulations.
I think for the Elites, shoes are a game changer. Just ask Lauren Griffith a couple races ago, right?
Right.
You can really have a difference. I don't know how much of a game changer it is for us regular folks. I think that there's probably a lot more we could work on than just changing our shoes. But look, I'll try them. I'm working with I'm doing a relay with Andrea Clyburn in Vegas, and we are coordinating the outfits, baby. Boy, if you go in with her, you better match. And so I don't know, maybe we'll get these shoes. I don't know. She's got the Puma Deviates right now. I may get those, but maybe we can just get these new ones, try them out.
I have the 3s and I ordered them used on eBay like a few months ago, and they're fine. But I think I raced in my new Nobles last time. I don't remember what I raced in.
Yeah.
Really?
I think for the most part, just as long as they've got decent grip, I think.
Yeah, the Nobles that we got in LT games.
Which are good. Yeah, those are really good. Those would be good.
But I also think it just goes to the how well the branding of it all comes in, right? Because people go to the events, they buy all the merch, and now what's another way to show you're a cool HYROX athlete, but to have a shoe that all the HYROX racers are wearing and that actually say HYROX on the side. Look at me, I'm a HYROX athlete.
What do you think, Dave? I'm not hearing anything about shoes from you.
I couldn't give two shits about shoes.
So tell me why, because I need you to back me up on this. I just don't know if it's that important.
So I'm a firm believer in the best shoe for you to run HYROX in is the one that you feel the most comfortable running in. As long as, like I said, you don't want one like Lauren Griffith had, where you cannot get any traction whatsoever. But most shoes are going to be absolutely fine if you're running with it and it's comfortable. That's probably the best.
But I think you need to be a little bit more specific, because if you started out like I did with Hoka's, it's really bad.
Why?
Because when you're doing things like lunges and wall balls, you want your heel to fucking stick to the ground and not have this much cushion.
I don't know, but my HYROX shoes have massive amounts of cushion in the heel.
All right,
and it's completely squishy. But it's just personal preference. Shoes are so personal preference. So I don't believe
I think the same thing. And I think because people would always say that with like getting into OCR, getting into ultras, it's like, what should I do? And it's like, well, you got to try a bunch of things and go the one that works. But for someone like me who really had problems with form and mobility, having those big giant shoes was not helping me. So I definitely needed to go to aren't
these new shoes like super thick soles?
Which ones?
The new
Puma ones.
They're certainly not like my Hoka's, which are like giant.
Because my Pumas are massive thick soles. My HYROX ones. They say
Yeah.
HYROX on the side and have a plate.
Dave, I love
massive
that you
stick
call
soles
them
in them.
Pumas, though. I love that you
Is it
call them Pumas.
Puma,
though.
Puma,
Yeah, I love
Puma,
that.
whatever.
Pumas.
But yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, Matt. It's true. A lot of people are going to find it a lot easier to do wall balls and whatnot with a shoe with a lot less cushion. But your wall balls are how much portion of your race? And I would much rather just have something I run well in.
And the rower. Now that I think about it,
Well, okay.
Shoe
So
shouldn't matter on
and
the
the ski
rower.
and the skier. Like now
What
that I
do
think
those
about it,
have
it's
to
all
do
of
with
it.
your shoes?
isn't this a
Have
matter?
did you ever see me try to get in and out of a rower with those giant shoes on when I first started? It was really hard.
Oh,
Okay. So
that don't
isn't
help the
this-
skier getting.
Yeah. Isn't this a matter of trying things out when you're training so you know what works for you, right? And so whatever that is going to work.
For me, it's been a massive confidence boost to have a more lifty shoe. Like not a true lifting shoe, but like even these ultras, right?
Right.
I love these, and that's what it mentally when I'm working out, right? And I'm getting those heels in, right? It makes a massive difference for me. So mentally,
So when I do my workouts, I wear thin shoes, right? But when I run, I wear like if I'm doing a HYROX or even a DEKA, like I wear running shoes. I wear the carbon plate shoes. I wear some stuff to run in. And because it's so much of a bigger portion compared to that one little bit where the flat shoes will help me. Like if I was wearing the flat shoes just for wall balls, I would wear the shoes I was comfortable running with and pull the Dylan Scott and take my shoes off for the wall balls.
All right. Let us know in the comments what the hell you're wearing. And if you're going to buy a bunch of
Ultras. I'm wearing Ultras.
These are
Chris
Ultras.
Rogowski.
No. Yeah, me and Chris Rogowski, we're wearing Ultras.
Yeah.
I'm wearing Ultras right now.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's my biggest question with any shoe is how big is the freaking how big is the toe box? That's my whole thing, because most like certain shoes I can't wear at all because they're too bloody narrow. But we did want to congratulate Rich and Amy, by the way. We just skipped by it really quickly, but it was at the top of the show because Cheryl thinks I don't care about happy news. Big congrats. I already texted Rich a few times. We've had some fun chats. Congratulations, Rich and Amy. First kid, welcome. Welcome to the world of parenting.
Yay.
The best and worst job you'll ever have.
It is the best thing ever, and it is also the worst thing ever, right? You know you're living when you got a kid. So yeah.
For sure. Emma was just home for Thanksgiving, right? We love to have her. It's so awesome. Like I never thought I would appreciate it so much because I was like, God, I can't wait for these fucking kids to be gone. Now it'll be different. We'll see what happens with the boys. I probably will be happy when they're gone. But whenever Emma's home, it's just like, all right, she's here. All is well.
Don't you agree that adult children become kind of your best friends? Like
we become serious besties, me and Emma. Serious.
Yeah. No, you were driving that one time and she was in the car with you when you called me really quick for something. And I was almost starstruck because the way you talk about her, like you love her so much, I didn't know what to say.
Dude, she's the best.
Yeah. So
I mean, we still have to work on her driving. She's supposed to be like driving by now and she's still not. And it's not. I mean, she failed her driving test. Did we talk about that?
No.
Did she
want you to talk about this?
We laughed about it. She was scarred at the time, but we laughed about it later. But we'll save it for another time. Maybe when she's here for the holidays, I'll bring her over for a second. She'll talk about it. But all right, congrats to that. I saw this amazing video at DEKA China, and it was China. And I wanted to talk about it because we were all blown away. We've talked about this already privately. And here's the video. We're going no music, but you don't really need it. We'll let it play a couple times, I guess, so everybody can see it.
Yeah, make it nice and big. Because what I notice is that start tunnel and the finish line, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they've tricked it out. Let's just call it HYROX style, right?
Yes.
It's darker. There's got some cool lights. They have the finishing stage. What else did you notice?
I noticed that on the finishing stage, and hopefully they'll show this in a second, but they have a Spartan bell that you can look at that. See the Spartan bell you can ring?
So you jump up and hit it.
Yeah, which is, I think, an awesome touch. Like, I think to embrace the fact that this is Spartan. Look, they're all wearing their headbands still. They're not like here in America where we're not wearing them anymore. But they're like all about it, right? I love that.
Well, I think they're honoring Mr. Miyagi, probably, right?
That's Japanese, so we won't go there.
But,
yeah.
What do you say? What? It's like an Asian thing, right? To wear that, isn't it? No, am I racist? Is that?
Yeah, just a little bit. Just
is that like me? Why is that racist? Comment below if you think I'm racist.
I don't know if that's true or not.
All right, I'm going to bring it back. We're going to play it again.
Okay. Dave, what do you see?
I think it looks fantastic. I think they look like they've done a great job. I mean, it's a highlight reel, right? And that's great. So we're not getting a lot of exactly what the event was like or anything like that.
Of course.
But what they are showing looks spectacular. Like you say, the lighting, the entrance way, the start tunnel, the finishing thing, the finishing stage, it all looks great. They were really smart because they almost don't show a full rep of anything, which is great.
So there's no reps allowed. Very smart.
Yeah, very smart. Like whoever put the video together did a great job. And I love the bell. The bell is fantastic.
She's crying because Dave no repped her. That's why that woman's crying.
Oh, well, get ready. She's going to get company.
I love I would not have noticed the headband thing if you didn't say anything. But yes, they're all wearing it.
They're all wearing it.
I don't wear the headband.
Nobody wears the headband over here.
You know what the women do, which I love, is they put the headbands around their thigh, and it looks so cool. Yeah,
I'm down with
like
that too.
Great place. Yeah.
You know why I don't wear the headband?
The A-frame.
Did you guys see that? There was a Spartan A-frame. So they're able. This is probably the most Spartan branded DEKA we've ever seen, and we know that's like one of the things that I've kind of given them a hard time for is like, hey, they're separate ecosystems. But that was cool. Make it like you're not at HYROX when there's an A-frame and there's a bell. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
and Spartan is so much bigger there, right?
Yes.
Like it is so huge, so they could springboard off of that and have it help them here.
Yeah. Visually, I think they just cleaned it. It's fantastic. They've done a
Well,
great
and
job.
even that marketing piece right there, like the music they used, very HYROX-y, right? Like the way they're cutting the tape, like somebody's figured out how to make this look like, oh my gosh, we want to be part of it, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to find the numbers. Oh wow, I'm shocked. There was only 700 finishers.
What?
Well, they did a great job. They made that look amazing.
No, that's the thing. Yeah.
Now their next one will probably be 1,400.
Yeah, well, let's hope. Let's hope if that video does its job, then yeah, this was the first ever Asia Pacific fit.
Yep.
And it was in Shenzhen.
Okay.
And next up is, I think, Shanghai, a bigger city.
That's bigger. They're all big. They're all
I
huge.
say the wrong city. You guys are going to call me a racist.
Probably. At least you laid off the Spanish this week.
That was last week.
Yeah.
He turns his attention west. Yeah. So.
All right. Well, let's get into DEKA Worlds, Dave. Okay. When are you arriving to Southern Florida?
Wednesday. So I head out Wednesday morning, and I'll get there. And that is a little earlier for me than normal, but I think with certain travel, they wanted to make sure I got there on time. So yeah, we'll be there Wednesday, and going from there, I'll probably go to the venue and do some stories and some stuff, and who knows, maybe Q&As, I don't know, whatever, some things.
Breaking news. Sorry, quick interruption. Breaking news. Is there money for Elite 15 races at regionals? Yes, same as the majors.
Okay, so that's why they would show up. Okay.
Is there roll downs? Yes.
Okay.
So same money, and it's good money. It's $15K for first. Hello.
Yep.
Right, and I don't think there's any difference between like Lauren Weeks, Dylan Scott showing up to those, and me who races pro all the time showing up. I don't think there's any difference.
No, and in fact, you might see
the open version.
Yeah.
So they're going to race at night and then race 2 days later in the open.
Lauren she loved it last year. She was one of her favorite races.
Yeah, she's thinking that's what she's better at. So she's speedy. Anyway. Yeah. Okay, good. I hope they get lots of money.
Okay, back to the DEKA. Back to the DEKA. So you're flying though, correct?
Yes.
Okay, you are flying, and you're getting.
I was gonna drive, but we
such a lunatic. You are gonna fly, and you will be giving us some behind the scenes content. You're saying
maybe, yeah. I'm gonna depending
on your
on
TikTok channel.
I don't have a TikTok. Yeah,
I know.
On the IG, Instagram.
On the Instagram.
Yeah. Probably go around and do some stuff and see some things and see who I run into and have some fun. Before I become a dick for the next 3 days.
Make that Asian woman cry.
That's right. Many people crying.
Those Asian people are going to cry because they're going to come over and see what low production value we've got on our races. Like, what? Cardboard pillars? That's it?
Where's the bell?
Where's the lights? Where's the smoke?
Dave, speaking of earlier, we're talking about how Yancey has been so great to give you carte blanche. Let's make that happen.
Just throw a lunch on any of that stuff.
I'm not saying build a stage, but a couple of pieces of truss and a bell. Go for it.
I'll just break out my welder and just start going.
Right? You know how to do that stuff.
I do.
I know that Yancey has said in the past that he doesn't want to intimidate people, and I love Yancey Culp. I mean, I'm a big fan. I think he's wrong. I think he's really wrong. I think when it's the DEKA Fit stage, you want it to feel special and you want it to feel like a big deal. And they've just never it wouldn't take much to just put a little bit of production in there.
I think you could make it feel more special without it being intimidating. I tend to agree.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there definitely could be more production.
Well, I said just for starters, just dim the lights a little bit. Just like it's so what's the word? Like glaring when it's just this big open convention center. Then it feels like a convention center rather than like just a little mood lighting. You don't have to go all in like HYROX and have DJ Kyle spinning tunes or whatever, making it, but you can just dim the lights a little bit.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah, definitely the lighting could be better.
There's a lot of stuff they could do. And so whether or not they want to do it, look, they're investing in all these cities coming up next year. Wouldn't it be cool if they like came up with a whole new look and just like shocked us all to death in Anaheim? That would be so cool. So cool.
Dave, I think you could convince them. Seriously. How much? There's probably some truss on the truck already, right?
Now, from what you know of me, I am like the worst person to design atmosphere and ambiance.
Right, because you don't give a shit. You just want to show.
I don't care. I just want to race.
Right.
That's what I want to do. Right. I don't care what it looks like.
But if I give you a task and say, "Hey, Dave, I challenge you to cobble together. Go to the local hardware store, buy a giant bell, or wherever the giant bell stores are sold, and cobble together.
It's in a Giant Bell Emporium down on 3rd.
And cobble together a couple of pieces of truss. It's a matter of trust.
Stencil a little Spartan logo on the bell. Yeah, it'd be great. Yeah. No, and they had like a carpet for the burpees, right? Like it was this, right? It was sort of like that wall ball thing where you kind of pull in and you've got this sort of ambiance there on the burpees where it's this dark carpet. And then you go up that ramp. Like you need a ramp, you need a truss, you need a bell, maybe
and
some
a giant electronic scoreboard.
Yes.
I liked the A-frame.
And the A-frame was, like I said, it's probably already on the truck.
Exactly.
Jam it in there.
You could make the A-frame the course crossing.
Yeah.
There you go.
We like that.
Like you have to
you have to climb up and over the A-frame to cross the course.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, nobody else will.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Come on, that is a Joe DeSena idea right there. That's Joe's kind of thing. You want to go to the bathroom? You got to go over the A-frame. You got to earn your bathroom break.
Talk about ripping people off the couch.
That's right.
I did not know there were so few people there. I got to make sure that Brendan got our numbers right for that one. I'm sure he did, but smaller than I thought.
So I am jealous, Dave, that you're going to be there, though, because DEKA Worlds is probably one of the funner events of the year. Yeah. Like, I don't know of many that are more fun. And I think you guys are going to have a great time.
Oh, it'll be great. And it'll be a great atmosphere. I mean, you have the people that go to it really, really want to be there.
Yeah.
Right? And they're there to have a good time. They're there to run their ass off and they're there to compete. And it's going to be a great time. I'm really looking forward to it. Both from the judging perspective and from running my own races. So I'm excited. It's going to be a real good time.
How many races are you doing?
Yeah. When are your races?
So technically speaking, I'm qualified and signed up for 4 races. There's a good chance I will only be doing the 3, just because the fit may not work well for me. So anybody who was expecting to see me in the fit and race against me, or was worried about me in the fit, you might not have to. So yeah, other than that, I have the Ruck Mile, the Ruck Strong, and then the Strong age group relay, age group team with my buddy Frank the Tank.
Which one are you the most focused on?
Probably the Ruck Strong, is because I want to win, right? I want to win one, and that's probably where I have my best shot. The mile, I'm the top seed for my division, but it's a hell of a fight, and mile courses can be so different that it's really hard to tell. And the strong courses, although they can be different, I just have a much better gauge because there's less running, so I have a much better gauge what other people are capable of. So I think I have a better shot there. So I mean, I could win both. I could come 5th in both.
You could be world champion in 2 events.
I could be. So it's a big deal. I've worked really hard. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm excited. It'll be a good time. And like I said, I feel ready.
So you and I were chatting this weekend, and you were saying that you're kind of looking forward to not having to do DEKA. It gets to a point where you're just
my training. Yeah,
with your training, right? Like I do think to get ready for these events, it takes an inordinate amount of focus that can get kind of old, right? Like, how can you explain how much you've been working on this to get to a point where you are vying for a world championship spot?
Yeah, I mean, especially over the past 2-3 months, right? Normally I vary my training quite a bit, and there's a lot of different stuff. There's not a lot of specificity, but over the past 2-3 months, it's been really trying to lock in the specific movements, especially because I do the strong is my strongest one. So I need to make sure paces are down, technique is down, everything's down the way I want it, down to taking my splits from other races and watching the videos and seeing where I screwed up and where I didn't screw up and what's good and what's bad. So for the past 3 months, there's been a lot more monotony in those training sessions. And even this past couple of weeks, right? Just focusing on getting my lunges down so that I have them right, so that I feel right on the pace, getting my row, like how many strokes per minute I want, what kind of pace I want to do on my rower. Do I pay attention to what other people are doing? Do I go straight shot? Do I just a lot of different things like that. So just getting dialed in on everything. It's a little more monotonous. So yeah, I'm looking forward to, after this, just doing whatever the fuck I want.
No reverse lunges for at least
no
a
reverse
month,
lunges.
right?
Yeah. So every week on my programming, I have what I call anything can happen Saturday. And I literally just do whatever I think is cool. And so I've taken that away for the past month, and it's been skill work and along with whatever else, right? So yeah, I really like my anything can happen Saturdays. That's where that looked like a cool workout I saw on Instagram. I'm going to do that or this or that or whatever I see that takes my mind. I'm like, I need to work for this amount of time. And here's, that's great. That's great. Oh, what's on CrossFit's WOD of the day? That looks cool. I'll do that. Just anything. So it breaks it up.
Yeah. I remember talking to somebody, she was at Worlds. I've competed with her the past 3 years. It was after a DEKA Strong, and she was talking about how, she'd like to be better at it, but she just didn't want to, she wanted to have a life, right? And I think when you start contending for the higher echelons of things, you don't, you really do have to make choices. And I'm not so
or
sure
you're getting up really, really early or staying up later because, right?
But it's the same training. It's you don't get to do anything fun, right? Look, this year, because I'm not going to Fort Lauderdale, I'm going to the Las Vegas Santa run, where we all wear Santa outfits and run a 5K, right? I wasn't doing Santa runs when I was going to DEKA Worlds, right? So you really do have to make those choices. And I think some people think, oh, it's just because these people are more fit that they win. And it's not. It's because they've made some choices that are, you use the word monotony. It's monotonous, right? It takes an enormous amount of discipline to get to the point where you're saying, yeah, there's a chance I could be world champion here. So,
and it's not a matter of, you can do these races, you can be in world championships and just do whatever, train whatever, especially if you're a really great athlete. just naturally. You can do that stuff. But for me personally, I am not that natural athlete. I'm naturally a pretty strong dude, but I'm not a natural athlete. And the guys that I'm racing against, they're good. And I cannot beat them unless I'm focused, right? They'll take it from me.
Be a natural athlete and or be 25 years old.
But I'm not racing 25-year-olds, right? I'm racing my guys. I'm racing my old guys.
Like the older I get, the more I realize like how much quicker you can do X, Y, Z, and how much less stress it puts on you, and how like less you can recover and all that stuff, right? It's like, oh wow, like what a difference that makes.
And by the way, if you are racing me, I have been cyber stalking you. I do know what you're capable of.
Well, that's what I want to know. I want to know who the competition is. That's what I want to know. Who's the
competition? Mikey Music.
Who is it?
For Underdog. Mikey Music for Underdog.
Okay.
Where is he at? Is he up there with Bubbles in his gym? Or is he
great guy. And his son's a great badass kid. They're fantastic. John Wiley. John Ross Wiley, Riley, Nick Wally.
John Ross Wiley's a fan of this show, so we like him.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy.
I mean, not if he's racing you. I'm rooting for you, but we do like him.
Yeah, he's a great guy. And so there's a few guys. CJ Emmons, I think is his last name as well. Yeah, I've been scouting.
All right. Well, if you find out if anybody's live streaming that race, let us know.
I think actually probably Jesse from Farm Girl will probably be live streaming all my races. So
that's awesome.
All right. Well, be sure to remind us so we can watch.
Yeah, we definitely want to see. We'll look at the schedule and keep an eye out. That would be really cool if we could see that.
Yeah. And if you do want to find, if anyone wants to see the schedule, it is on Zendesk, of course. Zendesk DEKA Fit World Championship. There's the schedule down.
I think I have an article. I think I wrote one. I might have written one for that.
Yeah.
If not,
it has times for everybody, so that's great.
If not, I'll put one together. And you can watch the elite races on OCR Report, correct?
Yes.
And they do a great job with those. That's going to be a lot of fun. Starts on Friday.
Yeah, I think they're Friday, probably earlier in the morning for the women, and the guys a little bit later, and then the teams in the afternoon.
Okay.
That's the way it's always been, right?
Yeah. Yeah, usually.
The regular races, we move the elites to the afternoon, but now for Worlds, it's in the morning, right?
Yeah. Because they want a lot of the elites are racing in teams later, so they want them to have some rest time.
So it's like 8 a.m. What do they start?
No. I think the women probably women elite at about 9:30, and then the men are probably like 11:30. Yeah. And then the teams are like 3-ish kind of thing.
Dave, do you eat hotel breakfast when it's supplied, or do you bring your own stuff? Or
no, I don't eat at hotel. No. Generally, I eat my own stuff.
You want even if they got a nice little, you want a couple of eggs, couple of turkey sausages? No.
I don't like turkey sausages. Eggs, I do, but I don't like the way they prepare the eggs at the hotel breakfast. Generally,
they're not actual eggs, aren't they? Aren't they kind of
powdered scrambled eggs?
They've got the hard boiled. What about the hard boiled?
But I'll tell you, I do think if you're qualifying for a world championship and you really want to try to podium in that world championship, you're not leaving anything to chance, and you are not eating anybody's food but your own that day.
Listen, I've seen many a champion in a hotel just being choosy about what they take. They just, there's some fruit, there's some hard-boiled eggs.
Sure. I think that's true, but they're also probably half our age. And I do think you get
back to our point.
I think we gotta be a little more careful when we get older.
It also depends where. So for example, at the beautiful hotel I was at in Croatia, all the elites were eating at the breakfast because it was all like incredibly fresh food from Croatia. So that was a slight difference.
But for me, I just try to eat on a race day. I try to eat the same I eat on a training day. So
Which
I
is
feel the same way.
Which is what?
Generally for me in the morning, I'll probably have like a few poached eggs. It also depends on what time I race, because I don't like to race full. I like to race hungry.
Right.
Especially on the shorter distance, right? Because it's a long,
Right.
I prefer to be a little bit hungry. Yeah.
Right.
I'd rather feel hungry than bloated.
Well, that's another thing that my new best friend Chat has taught me is that I've been eating like I've always eaten, which is like in ultras, it's like just keep cramming calories down your throat 24/7, right? Like how much can I consume? It doesn't matter because I'm going to burn it off. And even just running 10 miles is like, all right, well, I'm just going to consume a bunch of calories, right? And to get out of that habit for me has been hard. And because again, I just do it. And so when I raced with Lauren, I was asking chat, I was like, hey, what should I have? And I ate that like a couple hours before. And it's like right before the race, I was like, hey, I'm hungry. And chat was like, no, you're not. It's nerves. You're fine. Your body is fueled. And I was like, okay.
Do you know what I'm going to eat the day I race?
What?
90 minutes beforehand, I'm going to have a maple syrup and peanut butter sandwich on white bread.
There you go.
Well, that's kind of what I was getting at, Dave. I was just trying to get into your routine. I was like,
90. That's what I eat 90 minutes before any race. That's the goal.
I'm someone that needs a lot of validation and to hear something multiple times. Because I'm like, are you sure, chat? And it's like, yeah, you're not hungry. That's not real. That's nerves. Your body has enough fuel. You're going to be fine. And I was like, okay. And remember how like with you, Cheryl, I was like, oh, it was good to snack the whole time. And it wasn't like it was that bad, but it was like, hey, eat one gel at 45 minutes and that's it. That's what you need at that much time. And like, you don't need more than that. I'm like, all right. I'm like, do I need more water? And it kept saying sips. And I was like, I sort of gulp water. And it's like, yeah, you don't need to do that. Just sip. You're fine.
Water depends how long you're out there too, right?
No, but I'm saying, but again, I'm just so used to like the answer is always consume.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm getting out of that habit of not doing that.
Yeah.
So for me, and this is something we teach to a lot of the people at Farm Girl is, they go to a strong and they're bringing a water bottle. And I'm like,
yeah,
you're going to be out here for less than 20 minutes. If you need to drink,
right,
you've done something wrong way before here.
Right.
Like there's something already
wrong. I would be one of those people before because I just think, oh, well, I sweat a lot and I need it.
No.
Even a DEKA Fit. I mean, DEKA Fits are, for the speedy ones are like 45 minutes and you can get away with anything for 45 minutes. You don't really need anything.
I don't drink on any DEKA.
Right. So so I have something to say though about like the old people versus the young people when it comes to these races. Is I heard a doctor posted on Instagram I follow who was saying that when you have the level of fitness that Dave does at the age he does, it is a triumph of priorities, right? Like it's been over the years of time that has gotten him to a place where he can be at this level to be able to compete at that level. You've got a lot of 25-year-olds that can sort of go out there and fake it. And by the time, these age groups, it's really fun to see who shows up and who they are as people. They tend to be people who prioritize and then are enjoying the benefits of that. So well done. You already win by the time you get there.
Yeah, and like every guy I'm racing, it's the same thing, right? They're all
exactly.
I mean, Cheryl, you've done it forever, right? Like,
and the women in my start tunnel, we're all the same person, right? It's just so impressive to see, what people are able to accomplish. It's really cool.
Well, I think your husband's a great example, Cheryl.
He's a beast.
He's kind of a monster.
He is.
And it's like you gotta stack them. You know what I mean? You gotta stack days, you gotta stack weeks. Yeah. And it's been a super bumpy road for me, right? But even this last 6 months to a year has been better than the previous year. And so it's like, I'm not going to be Jake Snow tomorrow. And I have to be okay with that because I want to be Jake Snow tomorrow.
We all want to be Jake Snow tomorrow. We are discussing whether or not he should take Social Security at 62 or 65 at this point. The man is old.
If I was Jake Snow, I'd burn my shirts.
Even
like, why would I even? Yeah,
that's right. I wouldn't even have.
But honestly, even Dave, right? Like,
yeah,
Dave has been
exactly
fit. You have made certain priorities most of your adult life that I have not made.
Do you know what's funny? Some people a lot of people come up to me and they're like, "Hey, you're not slow."
And
I'm like, well, because I go on a lot, right? Like I exaggerate how slow I am, and they're like,
"Yeah,
you can run," and I'm like,
"No, you can do all the things."
But I'm like, yeah, it's a good lifestyle. It's just lifestyle choice, right? And for me, it's fear. That is my motivator. Is
fear of
pain, fear of what I would feel like if I wasn't in good shape, fear of how much I would hurt. and that's what I mean. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be in pain. I want to move.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a good point.
Yeah. And even as I'm going, I have to change now. I have to switch gears a little bit as to how I train to accommodate for my age and just to almost priority shift, right? I don't need to deadlift 400 pounds anymore.
What year were you born, Dave?
75.
Oh, geez. I remember 75.
I ask you this. I don't. I was born in 72. So I didn't remember 75.
75. So I'm 50. I'm 50 in December.
Okay.
Let's go.
This month.
Okay. Nice. New age group.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'll be in the same age group next year.
Dave, have you competed against all of these folks before, or are there any foreigners coming over? You know,
in the most of the ruck, because I'm in the ruck. Most of the ruck are North American guys.
Okay.
And I have competed against most of them in the fits, but in the mile and the strongs, no, not head to head.
Okay.
So it's
Well, one beautiful thing about DEKA that you don't get in HYROX, I think, because for the most part, we're kind of competing with the same people all the time in HYROX. Anybody who's traveling, we're just traveling to different races. But I think it was brought up in another podcast where the only time that we compete with these folks in strong and mile is at Worlds. And they may come in with a time that seems impressive. That may have been a ridiculously cheating course. You know, it may not be the kind of course that's actually going to win them anything. So, you don't know what you're going to get.
No. And see, the one thing I know is my courses are legit, because if they weren't, I would get absolutely flogged on social media.
For sure.
Yeah. So but it's like you say, it is for mile strong. Only time we get to compete against each other and head to head, and it can bring out a whole new level in somebody. And it can also cause people to make a lot of mistakes. So you have to know. That's why I think knowing your splits is so important.
Sounds like you're dialed in. Yeah. Sounds like you've done this before. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
The elites are racing basically like around 10:30 every day. They go female heat 1 and 2, then male heat 1 and 2 right after. So it's like between 10 and 11-ish. All these elite heats are going for singles. And then the co-ed or the team heats are more like in the afternoon, like about 2 in the afternoon, 2 to 3 in the afternoon. So should be good.
You got anybody you got your eye on that you want to see, or somebody that you think might surprise?
I'd have to go to the account to see. Are they all up on DEKA or OCR report?
They're on OCR report.
For the fit. Yeah.
Here's what I'll say is I don't really know, because we've got the Spaniards coming over, which I think last year they were so ready to go. And I'm really excited to see.
They will be again.
They're going to eat us alive, I think, in some ways. I think that's going to be really fun. How many Australians are coming over? Because I will say, sure were a lot of records coming out of Australia this year. And while I'm happy that they got the records, I also want to see them on the same
I'm not
court.
happy if they got Fugazi records. I'm not happy.
Well, that's what I'm worried about is, get them in the same arena so that we can see whether or not they really are, great record holders, right?
Well, so it'll be like Neda Fedorova. She was coming out of Australia, and she had some very impressive times.
I'm gonna go with Nadia.
Nadia, thank you.
Looks like Nadia Fedorova. Looks like a Russian or Czech kind of a name.
But she's coming out of Australia.
But she lives in Australia.
Yeah. So let's see how that goes, right? And I am going to be so happy for them if they show us that they're just better than all of us. Like, good on you, right? But they're going to need to show us, because it sure seemed coincidental. There were an awful lot of records.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. We'll see. So looking at the elite male, you got Greyson, you got Ryker, you got Kent probably as favorites. And then Isaac is also racing, Jack Bauer's racing. But who do you think is going to take it out of those three?
Me or Cheryl? Who's going first here?
You go, Dave.
Dave, you go first. You never go first.
Yep.
Who I think is going to take it?
Yeah, Greyson, Kent, Nick Ryker. All three of them could take it.
Well, you should. Yeah, you should. You should lump in Isaac and Aitor in that group too. I mean,
I said Isaac as a underneath that, and Aitor, sure.
Yeah. I know it seems obvious because he is the quickest time, but I just think Greyson's the most focused on it and super fit. And his recent HYROX time, it just shows how prepared he is. And we all know that it is actually easier to train down in that distance from HYROX to DEKA rather than to train up. So
he's spent the past week and a half sharpening, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And Greyson knows it so well. Like I think it's Greyson's. I think it's his to lose. There's some other people that I'm interested to watch there, but
right, because Kent I think has a lot to prove. Right, Kent's had some not so great HYROXes. His last one better than the previous couple. And then this might be Nick's swan song. He says this might be it for him. So
he's saying
I'd love to see him get on the podium.
Well, he was on the podium last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and he I mean, Nick is a legit threat. He's a legit threat.
I always root for Nick Ryker. I don't know why.
He's a good kid.
He's really great, right? And I just a hard worker and a school teacher, and you just gotta love it. You just gotta love him. And the fact that he's very speedy, right? And so it's always so cool to see him do really well. I think Ryan Kent's not showing up if he doesn't plan on winning.
I agree. I think
he's a former one-time, if not two-time, right?
He's never won the fit.
He's never won the fit.
No, he got beat by Rich Ryan. He and Ryland Shattuck were the favorites to win, and they were going at it, and Rich just passed them both.
Yeah, so, Rich let him blow up and took advantage of it. What about the farmer carry?
That was 2 years ago.
No, that was 3 years ago. That was in Atlantic City. Okay. And he won the strong. And did he win the mile? I'm trying to remember if he won the mile.
Yeah, he won the strong and the mile that year. Yeah.
So then the one that I was at in Dallas, who won the fit?
In Dallas,
I know Morgan won won and surprised us, right?
Ryland won.
Yeah, Ryland won.
All right.
Yeah. Kent didn't finish. He was sick. Like he started,
both him and Rich ended up dropping out.
Yes. So this will be good for him to come do this, I think.
And if I didn't mention your name, then you can just use it as fuel and say, I'm a hater.
Somebody's name who I want to bring out because I think he could sneak on the podium, especially if people get battling is Cole Walkington.
Yeah.
If Cole has a good bike, he's dangerous because everywhere else he is as fast as anyone. So if he has a good bike and he's up in the mix after that bike,
right,
you better be ready because he is so quick to fit at the finish.
All right, before we get to the women, I want to say that this last where the hell did the race just happen? Dallas. And there's 100 guys racing Dallas. And, I mentioned a dozen of them. It's like, why didn't you mention this person? And I just said, sometimes I don't see it. Sometimes I do see it, but forget. Sometimes I didn't know they were going, right? It's like all these reasons, but no matter what, people always take it really personally. And they're like, I'm going to show them. It's like, all right, whatever it takes, whatever you need to fuel yourself, go for it. But if I didn't mention you or your friend, it's usually not personal. It's because I don't want to post with 80 names on it.
Surprise us and make us talk about you after the race.
Yeah, that's the point. Just fucking exactly.
Yeah,
do that. Do like Dylan did and just shove it down her throat.
Exactly.
Jack Power's throat.
All right. Elite female DEKA World Champs. Well, there's Lauren Weeks. So
I don't think Lauren's going.
Oh no, she's in the thing as of 9 hours ago.
Yeah, I don't know why they put her there because she's going to Melbourne.
I'm pretty sure she's not.
Oh, duh. Yeah, she's going to Melbourne. Yeah. Well, it is the next week. Melbourne's the next week.
Yeah, but you got to get over there early.
All right. So no Lauren
Florida to Australia.
This now leaves it wide open for Lauren Griffith is going. Kat Fassbender's going. Janelle Peel is going. Those are the names that jump out to me. Brooklyn is going. Nadia Fedorova is going.
Good year. Who's going?
Nadia Fedorova, the one that
Nadia. Nadia Fedorova.
I'm going with Nadia. I'm still going to go with Nadia.
She's going to wear some Pumas.
That's right, Pumas.
The British say Pumas, don't they? We say Puma, they say Puma.
I think so. That sounds about right.
They say Adidas, we say Adidas. They also say Addy. They just call it Addy.
I don't understand Adidas. Yeah. But look, Kat Fassbender, I think she's doing really well these days.
Time wise, she is a far favorite time wise. If you're looking at just their qualifying times.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look at the qual times really quickly while we're chatting.
And then so Kat looks like a strong favorite there. And then there is this like 4-headed monster of just an amazing, like Lauren Griffith, Nadia, Brooklyn, Katie, Janelle, even Bree Schrader. Like it's really close there. But yeah, with Brooklyn, with her recent performance and seeing what kind of condition she's in, and firsthand watching her do a mile a little while ago, she getting better and better and better. And
so the top 3 times, Lauren, Calypso, Vivian, all not going.
Yeah.
I wonder if Calypso would go if there wasn't a Melbourne HYROX like the next week.
Well, I know Lauren Weeks was planning to go, and I think Vivian was too, but unfortunately, they got to make their money where they got to make their money.
No, but I'm just curious about Calypso though, because Calypso, it was like her first one and she crushed it.
Yeah.
So then time wise, there's even a minute and a half between Fozzie and Lauren Griffith in this year.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She's a very, like, time wise, she's a heavy favorite.
Yeah, it's hers to lose.
If you've seen Kat on a DEKA course, she not only looks fast, she looks stronger. Like, she looks more muscular. I just, every time I see her race, I forget how strong she is.
Right.
So
I always know she's fast
out there. Yeah.
So Greyson there, but no Katie Duke. Katie Duke is not listed here.
No, Katie Duke is there too. Yeah.
She's on there.
Yep. She's part of that 4-headed monster.
I am looking at the December. I'm looking at 9 hours ago. I see Lauren Weeks. I don't see Lauren Griffith. So how did they fail so badly?
The OCR report thing?
Yeah.
How
did they fail if this is 9 hours ago?
I don't know.
There's no Katie Duke. Oh my God, it's Catherine Duke with a C. For fuck's sake. I'm sorry. Can I address the camera for a second? Which camera do I look into? Guys.
Right here.
Guys, what you have to do is you have to look at the list and then you have to go, okay, do I just copy and paste this or some nicknames? Her name's Katie Duke. I don't know who Catherine Duke is. Let's do better. Come on.
It's Mrs. Kilgore.
Well, I mean, we don't know if she's going by Kilgore.
I know. I'm very excited for them though.
Maybe he'll be Greyson Duke. I don't know.
I think so. Yeah.
Dukes. We could call him the Dukes then.
There
you go.
Boys. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, guys. So she is going. Sorry, Jesus Christ.
I think the women's race is going to be quite the race. I think it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, and like I said, Kat with the strong favorite. But if I'm any other woman on that course, I am scared of Brooklyn. Brooklyn would be the one making me nervous.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just scrolling down the names. I think they went down pretty far because I'm seeing a bunch of names, but I don't know if they're racing age group or not. Could they? Like, could Amy Cross be racing age group by chance? Like I saw her. Sure, she's
Imogen Cross.
Yeah.
No, Imogen Cross would go elite. She's pretty quick.
No, I know she is, but she's not on this list.
Oh, she could go age group too. I'd have to.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah. So you got to remember, like I said, they put more people in it this year, and a lot of the people who were further down probably was like, I'm not going to do much here, so I'll go into age group.
I do have to mention Tanya. I know Tanya will be upset if I don't mention her. So Tanya,
yes.
TTT will also be there. Thank you for coming all the way across the country to join us, Tanya. We'll see you there. She's one person I will mention specifically.
Yeah. And she's very, very. She's. I don't want to say loyal to DEKA, but she's bought in. She goes
to every one over
travels.
there.
She's
great. She goes to all of them.
I talk to her often, and she's like, she asks a lot of questions about standards and stuff. She wants to do everything right. I got time for her. And she was on a podium last year in the teams with her. I believe her and Stephanie Hillman in the fit relay.
All right. Is there any teams you want to shout out? I guess while we're doing it.
For the fit. Oh man, there's so many. I'd have to go and look and see.
Would you believe there's multiple Nadia Fedorovas on Instagram?
There you go. You can always shout out the Walkingtons. The Walkingtons, the family teams, I like that. I mean, Greyson and Katie, I'm looking forward to that.
Kevin and Lauren.
Oh, Kevin and Lauren, they're
pretty good.
Were they? Did they? No, they were champions in not last year, but the year before. So, and then this year, then next year, Katie and Greyson got him on that. I remember that was a great race. So yeah, there'll be some good teams. Dustin Needham will be teaming with 9,000 different people in 7,000 different events as well, Kevin. But yeah, the teams. I still think they're the most exciting race. To me, though, the team mile, most exciting race.
Oh, for sure. Yep. And you get just random people surprising everybody. So I love that.
Well, I mean, look at the one year Beth and I came 6th.
Yeah, I mean, right.
Like you can get some odd combinations that can do some damage that you might not expect.
So Nadja is racing with Zoe, and they're both coming.
There you go.
And so they're going to race as a team, and they did is this correct? 1542 DEKA mile.
I think that's what they have listed. Yes.
That is the elite female world record, air quotes, we're saying.
Yeah.
And they earned $1,000 for setting that elite world record. So they made $500 a piece back in September just for breaking the world record.
They are going to have a lot of competition on that one.
Well, listen, if you do it, we'll congratulate you. If you don't, we will say your judging sucked down there, or your course was fucked up or something.
Yeah. Or CrossFit measured your distance.
Yeah.
But no, I hope they are as good as advertised, because that'll just make it an even better race.
Yeah, these races, I mean, they're always a show. It's always a lot of fun. The fact that the OCR report does such a good job in production makes it so that we can all watch. And so we should be able to have a good conversation about it. And hopefully no major controversies, and everybody's happy.
I hope there's so much controversy.
You want me to make some? I'll just whip some shit up.
Just do the thing. Just do the thing with the teams again. Just do the thing with the teams. No problem. Because that's where we're going to see it, right?
Probably, if there's anything, but I don't think.
What did we decide the rule is, Dave? What's the rule?
For what?
What's the team rule? First across the line?
Yeah.
First person. That's it.
No, first team to cross the line. Both have to.
So both have to cross the line. That's who wins.
Yeah.
Okay.
How physical am I allowed to get? If I'm if the two guys are in front of me, can I squeeze through between them?
Can you actually squeeze through between them, or are you shoving somebody into the side?
Well, I'm squeezing because I'm so thin.
Shoving?
I'm like Elastic Girl.
If we're just elbowing our way through, like nothing Hunter, right? Like we're not shoving someone into the cardboard pillar that's going to knock it over, right? So we're just kind of that.
You're racing for the line. That's fair ground, right?
That's the second time. That's the second time you've brought up the cardboard pillars. I did not know this was such a sore spot with you, Cheryl.
It's a sore spot with me. It's a little flimsy, guys. A little flimsy.
And last year, listen, finished. The physical contact wasn't
Deadly just has flags. I mean, what did you like the flags at Deadly?
I have an issue with that as well. So you know that.
I didn't know that.
Cheryl's about the bling.
It's about the bling. And look, you're already on a high school track. Don't throw a bunch of flags in the dirt and call it a race. Like, I don't know. I just want it to be better.
I think it looked pretty nice. I think they do a pretty good job with that.
My plan next year is to attend a Deadly so that I can get the full experience.
So you can bitch in person.
Exactly. Or be convinced, right? Like,
are the medals, Dave, dare I ask, are the medals different? Are there medals?
I think they're slightly different. Yeah,
is there a t-shirt?
Well,
do people get them?
Here's the potential for
the best of my knowledge. Yes, I understand that is very important to DEKA this year.
Listen, so I've been working with some kids here who are going to do mile teams, strong teams.
Can you define kids? Your kids could be 18, 50. Like, what's a kids to you, Cheryl?
We're talking in the 12, 13-year-old range.
Actual kids.
Those are kids.
No.
Okay.
And then also like Savannah Salinas and her. So she was the Triple Crown.
That's a great name.
I was gonna say it's the best name in DEKA.
She wins Spartan Elite races. Like, she's legit, right? Like, she's a ninja.
I remember her from last year, I think.
You remember her from last year, right? So she's teaming up with another friend of mine, Ava, who's 16, 17 years old, right? So they're going to be the slightly older age group, but they've been working their tails off. Their parents have been working so hard. They had me come and talk to them about Worlds. And one of the things I told them was which Dave had recommended, is film your entire performance Like, you're not filming other people. You're not trying to catch other people doing something wrong, but you're filming your entire performance just in case there is an issue with judging or whatever, that you want to be able to prove that you got the number of reps that you're saying you did, or whatever, that you can race under protest and that sort of thing. Because especially these parents, right? They get very passionate and they really want their kid to win. And these kids are working so hard. They're so excited. This is their first Worlds. And I am scared to death that they're going to get there and they're not going to get a shirt and they're going to be out of medals and they're going to have trophies that don't have anything on. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be this subpar experience for these people who are just so dialed in, right? I just want them to have a really good experience. And so that's kind of what I'm advocating for. I think the elites are the elites, and, you know, they're used to controversy and they're used to judging decisions and all that sort of stuff. There are people paying good money to fly all the way across the country. They're renting a house. They're so excited to be there. They want it to be everything they're hoping. And if they don't come through, gosh, guys, like, you're done.
Cheryl,
that's part of the speech I give to the judges beforehand. Is people paid a lot of money to be here. They've invested a lot of time and a lot of training, and you owe them your best.
Yes,
you owe them to do your best.
Cheryl, they did send you your 2023 plaque thing the other day, didn't they? You can't really complain.
About like 2 weeks ago,
right?
Yeah.
So what do you? I mean, it only took 2 years. What are you complaining about?
You know,
did you just get it? Did you just post it that you got it?
I didn't post it because I just sent it to you guys.
Maybe it was Dustin. Maybe it was Dustin that just
Dustin did. Dustin did.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And then there are other people, though, that I've talked to who have been hoping for the shirt. And they never, Spartan just finally said, look, it's not happening. Like, and honestly, like, this shirt that I have, you know, it's got my name on the back of it. It's got DEKA World Championships. Like, I love the shirts. I love going and being that person, right? Like, being part of that group and, you know, feeling special and everything, and just give us a shirt. Like, we just are so excited for the shirts. And if you're not going to give them, they've got one chance. I know a lot of people who aren't coming this year because they were so frustrated with how it went last year.
And the tickets aren't cheap, right? If you're doing multiple races, you're out a lot of money.
Yeah.
Not to mention, like, look, I had a room on the beach in Fort Lauderdale because it's right next to the convention center, and the flight over from Las Vegas, like, it was going to cost me a ton of money.
Yep.
And if they can't sort of reciprocate and say, we're thankful that you're here, here's, you know, congratulations. We're going to celebrate your fitness by actually coming through with something that helps you feel special and helps you feel like you've qualified. I think that's the controversy. So let's hope we're not talking about that next Monday.
100%. And I from what I've been told, it's very, very, very important from DEKA's perspective that they have all that in place.
They've got everything ready to go.
What you need to do is start poking through boxes. Let that be your first live stream.
Exactly.
Just start poking through boxes.
I do want to say something about what Cheryl said, though, about video. Yes, video everything, video your whole run, do all that stuff. Great, because you never know what's going to happen. However, if you're planning to come to me and say, I got no rep and shouldn't have got no rep, and this person should have got no rep and whatever, save your fucking time and don't even bother. Because that's not the kind of thing I'm going to look at. I won't even entertain it. Right.
What will you entertain then?
Somebody shoving you, somebody, you know, you dropping a ram, or, you know, maybe you got a penalty you thought you didn't deserve. Not a no rep, but a penalty, you know, something along that lines. Right. But just like, oh, my judge called no reps on my lunges and I thought I was straight enough. Yeah. Sorry. No.
Can I do a quick sidebar? Speaking of no reps and penalties.
Okay.
I recently learned that as much, again, we give HYROX a lot of guff. We should give them kudos when we need to. Their timing team, they have enough people that there is someone or multiple someones during the race that's only looking for the anomalies. Mm-hmm. And so that's why me and Clayton's thing worked out fine, because I was like, well, we left, but we didn't do the obstacle. We came back out. So there's still an extra in and out. And they're like, yeah, they probably just fixed that in real time. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty impressive that there's, you know, these massive weekends, 5,000, 10,000, like it's somebody's job all day. Like, there's an anomaly. Is it a penalty or is it just let's fix that or whatever. Yeah. So anyway, kudos to that's amazing to me.
And I'll tell you right now, DEKA does the same thing.
Okay, great.
Is it a person or is it just like an AI program?
Well, for DEKA, I know there's usually about
Well, the AI
four people in
probably
the timing tent.
trips the whatever, right?
Okay.
So there's someone at
It's
DEKA,
like-
same thing, that they're just looking at anomalies during the race.
Yeah.
And able to fix them in real time if they can. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of because that's all it is, right? Is now you have less. You guys have less. You guys don't have a rock zone, so you have less timing mats, but still a lot.
The biggest thing that happens in DEKA as far as an anomaly like that is people will run so close to the zones. Maybe they're passing somebody on the inside or whatever, and get so close to the timing mats that they'll actually trip that timing mat.
Right.
Right. So sometimes it might look like they went in a lap early. All right. And then they'll see, okay, they went around again and went in on the next lap, and they'll automatically fix something like that, because that happens quite often.
That makes sense.
Good to know. Thank you, timing team. Thank you for doing
Yeah.
that. Whatever they're paying you,
It's
not
a
enough.
hard job. It's a hard job.
Yeah.
Like, even you just look at the printouts of the timing thing, and you're like, it's like algebraic math going on. There's some calculus over here. It's pretty severe stuff. They do a really good job.
Right. Yeah. It's not you have to like data and be able to focus. I mean, even LT games, right? There's 17 fucking stations.
Mhm.
There was 2 or 3 guys back there who were always looking at it, and it was a really small space. So it's hard not to accidentally trip a zone walking around, right?
Right. Yeah. Good shout out. Worthy shout out for sure.
Worthy shout out. Did we mention that there might be an LT Games announcement coming up next week? Did I say that?
I thought there was last week. What's going
Yeah,
on?
what the heck? You told us last week that you were going to talk to them. Are you doing this again? It's just like Athex, where you're just going to yank our chains. Is that what you're doing?
When did I talk to them? Sorry, let me slow down a little bit.
I'm not dealing with you anymore. I'm calling Darren. Or not Darren. Sorry, Wes. Calling Wes.
Who's Darren?
Tell us.
Darren was my last relay partner, who looks a little bit like Wes.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to call Wes right now.
There you go.
Hang on. I know a lot of Wes's. Did you ever pull up a name and you got like 20 of them and you have no idea who they are? Wes Blake, I know who he is. He helps me. He's a Spartan racer, helps me volunteer. Wes Electric. I'm guessing that's a guy that helps me with my electricity, like HVAC electric guy.
Or
Wes
maybe he's
Haynes,
just really charismatic.
Wes Haynes is my friend who I think is dead. R.I.P. Wes Haynes from LA.
Okay.
Wes help with Alpha Warrior. So that's, is there a Wes at Alpha Warrior that I used to talk to?
Probably.
Must be.
Wes K. That might be the guy who's dead. Then there's just Wes. Then there's West End P.O. Box. So I used to not remember, but I remember what post office box I had. When I plug this into AI, by the way, it's going to say this is one of the points. It's going to go, Matt talks about all the Wes's he knows. It's very literal AI when I because that's what I do. I feed the audio into this thing called Whisper, which gives us a whole thing, and then I feed that right into AI, and then I try to clean it up a little bit. But what the heck's his last name? I think he's LT Games Wes.
I think so. Slightly Fit Wes on Instagram.
Semi-fit Wes.
Semi-fit.
Semi-fit Wes. I think it's Matt talks about how he doesn't clean out his contacts.
His what?
Your contacts.
I'm not wearing contacts.
Your
Contacts on your phone.
Oh. Why would you? I mean, unless somebody does die, why would you?
I think if they're dead, you should take them off.
Well, but I think
Eventually.
I just realized it because I haven't spoke to him in so long, and somebody told me that he died.
I have a lot of Chris's.
Well, everybody's got a lot of Chris's.
Lots of
yeah.
Chris's.
A lot of Chris's and Jens, probably, right?
I have a lot of Laura's. Lots of Laura's.
Oh, I have a shocking amount of Dave's.
Hey
We're
Siri,
not
call LT Games Wes.
Oh, he's going to love this.
You'd like to call Jessica Feldman.
No, I don't want to call Jessica Feldman. Is that what I said?
I would like to call Jessica Feldman.
Do you know who that is?
No.
Neither do I. She works for Lifetime. Jessica works for Lifetime as well.
Ah, okay.
I still have my pride and joy on my contacts list, and I will never take it away because it's Canadian royalty.
What's that?
Walter Gretzky.
Oh, yeah, you told me the Walter Gretzky story.
Yeah. So we'll never.
Do you
take
want to tell Cheryl the story while I find this number? Because I think you told. I think you told that on the OCR show, like
probably
3
it
years
was a long
ago.
time ago. Like, just so I was working, and I had a friend of mine. I was driving home from work, and I had a friend of mine, and he calls me up, and he goes, "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" And like, I actually had a date. And I said, "I get a date and stuff." He goes, "Well, do you want to come drinking at Walter Gretzky's house?" And I'm like, "Yes." Yes, I do. so I called. I canceled my date, which actually she was very understanding. She's like, "Why?" And I'm like, "I'm drinking at Walter Gretzky." She's like, "That's a good excuse."
Can you explain to me who Walter Gretzky is?
So Walter Gretzky is Wayne Gretzky's father.
Okay. I didn't know if he was his son or his father. Okay.
No, it's his father, and he's a Canadian legend. He has since passed, unfortunately, but yeah, he's as close to Canadian royalty as you can get.
Wow.
And so I went over with a couple of my friends and went down to the basement, and the basement is like more stuff than any Hockey Hall of Fame has. All these different trophies and jerseys and everything that Wayne had all the way up through. We go through a bunch of stuff, and then we sat there and got to get Walter's takes on everything going on in hockey then and now. People he hates, people he likes. Sat there and drank and watched some hockey. Didn't go to work the next day. It was just it was a great experience. I still have pictures on my Facebook of us sitting with Walter.
Just stayed up all night thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, we were there till like 3 a.m.
Oh man.
So, and Walter was like 80 at the time.
80-year-olds don't sleep, you know?
Oh man, he was a legend. He was an absolute legend. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, I think we can save Melbourne for next week.
For sure.
And
we're gonna have DEKA recap and then Melbourne predictions and Anaheim that weekend. So.
Dave, will you be able to speak? Usually I'm the one traveling on a Sunday or Monday. Will you be able to speak on Monday?
I hope so. I fly on Monday, so I have to look at the timing of everything.
If we have to wait till Tuesday, we will though, because we certainly want to hear. And maybe we'll bring on a guest or two.
Yeah. To everyone competing, look, you guys are the best people on the planet. I'm going to miss you so much. It's the funnest time. Have a great time.
I'll miss some of you, not all of you, but I will miss some of you.
I want to. So before we go to shut down, there's some other guys or women I want to say I don't think it's going to have. I think AJ Golek's going to have a massive weekend.
Yes, he's been doing quite well lately. Yeah, I think he's just getting better and better.
I think he's going to have a massive weekend. Janelle will do amazing. Janelle will surprise, and I think Brooklyn takes her first world championship.
In what, mile strong?
Mile. Maybe both.
Look, she can run. That girl can run. So
she lost out to Tara last year in the strong by 0.1 of a second.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
that was quite the.
Yeah.
I was rabbiting. I barely caught that blur. Right. Like it was just a blur. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and if that had been one burpee longer, I think she would have got her.
Yeah. Yeah. So
she was pushing hard.
I think you're right about Brooklyn. And you're saying Janelle's going to surprise. I don't think Janelle's going to surprise anyone if she does well. She's amazing.
I think Janelle's one of those people, no matter how good she is, people still sleep on her.
Yeah, it's too bad because they shouldn't. She's an absolute monster. Yeah. So
and another one that's in the mile, she'll be great. So really good. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a very entertaining weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. And my goal is to have it be the best judging standards that we've ever had. So to just ramp it up from last year.
Well, DEKA is a lot of things. And one is the judging integrity is second to none in this sport, right? Like you just don't have the complaints like you do everywhere else. And that is largely because of you, Dave. So well done,
I'll tell people going, listen to your judge, and on those lunges, get your hips forward, because I will be me. And now I've doubled up.
That full extension.
Yeah. With the wife, she will be hovering around like the sword of Damocles. And
Good.
Are you trying to say the sword of Damocles?
Damocles?
Yeah.
Same
Damocles.
Thing. Yeah.
Cheryl, be the tiebreaker. What is it the sword of?
I don't know enough about this, so I'll just say Damocles because I don't know.
There you go.
I don't know.
Hey Siri, what's the sword of Damocles?
Do you want me to use Chat GPT to answer?
Dave, it looks like you're racing around.
Hang on. The watch just told me my stress level increased.
There you go.
Why did my stress go up?
Because of Greek pronunciation?
Because the sword of Damocles is dangling above you. Creates stress. Yeah, I'm around noonish, little after noonish every day.
Right. So
and then I do have my strong relay with my partner, Frank the Tank.
I love that.
Very excited. Very excited. It's gonna do great.
That's awesome.
My watch told me I need to calm down, and it started playing calm music.
Wow.
Nice. My watch tells me the time.
All right. Good show, everybody. See you later. Great
Have a
weekend.
good week.
Listen,
See you guys
wherever
this
you
weekend.
are, have a great weekend, whether you're racing in South Florida or not. See you later.
Bye.